Welcome to Tea with Tori. I'm your host, Tori, and today the tea is hot.
What's up, guys? My name is Tori, and welcome to Tea with Tori. Today I have a very special fucking guest. I have Nat, and we are in her room, which is what I literally said from the beginning of my podcast was it's traveling because I want to go into people's spaces. I've had a lot of people in my space. It's time to go into other people's space. Nat, what do you do?
Oh shit, where do I start?
Technically,
I'm an influencer. I started off influencing for many years. And now I developed 3 businesses. I'm opening up a retail store and a bunch of other stuff.
So what made you want to step outside of just being an influencer and actually put that energy into a business? Well, 3 technically.
I went to school for entrepreneurship and business law. Okay. So I always knew I wanted to make a business. I didn't know what it was going to be at the time. Instagram happened. Oh my god, sorry, this thing was a little.
It's a little.
This is my first podcast.
Yay! By the way, I'm taking her podcast virginity.
I'm not good at these things. I hear myself, anyways. Yeah, so I graduated and I was working a 9 to 5, and Instagram kind of just started for me, just from gaining followers and just an influence. And after that, I decided to take it as a career for 5 years and develop everything I've developed because I've learned a lot on Instagram.
So how did you get into Instagram? What was the initial, I'm not just posting pictures for my friends and random shit, this is actually my job?
I was working my 9 to 5, and my first contract was Bang Energy 5 years ago.
That was my first contract.
Yeah.
My first real one that I was oh, this is real money.
Yeah, so I started realizing that engagement means money. So I just started working on my engagement, working on my following, working on my networking, all my social medias. Instead of just putting all my eggs in one basket, I decided to do every single platform, and that's really how it became what it is today.
What would you say is your favorite platform to be active on?
I love Twitch.
Twitch?
Yeah.
I need to get into Twitch.
I love Twitch. The community is amazing. It's just a place, you podcast. Is that what you podcast?
Yeah, technically.
It's kind of the same thing, to be honest. You're just
People
so free.
I should do my podcast on Twitch.
You should. You definitely should.
I should do that. I'm gonna get on that. We should have done this one on Twitch. This would have been the good introduction to it.
Yeah, no, it's a whole another community. You go live and people actually want to get to know you and talk to you and ask you questions. And a lot of people come there and they're asking for advice, because they also know that you're a normal person, not just somebody on Instagram, you know?
Yeah, I feel the difference between Twitch and these other live streaming platforms you have is so many different social media apps have gotten so into perfection. You have to post the perfect picture on Instagram. You have to have the perfectly edited transitions on TikTok. Whenever you go live, people expect you to have flaws. And that's what I really like about being live and shit like that.
Yeah, and you just laugh it off. And
literally.
It just becomes an inside joke almost, Everyone there gets to experience it at the same time.
Literally. So what was the first business that you started off of your Instagram?
My first was I started a management agency. It was really small. It was 5 years ago. So I started managing some girls, helping them with content and just in general connect to brands, because a lot of people didn't know that you could connect with brands and actually get paid for doing so. So that was actually my first business, and then it just became Instagram in general, which was complete marketing. So it was just my first marketing business.
Okay. So when did you get into bikinis? Because I just wore your top for the first time today, and when I tell you that I was snatched, guys. My titties were up, my waist was snatched. I do not experience that with big boobs in bikinis, so
Girl,
I need to know how this happened.
I'm Brazilian. I've been just I have a whole bikini closet right there. I have been in bikini since I could remember. So I've been working for brands for so long that I decided I'm not a designer. I have no actual background in fashion. I just decided to create what I want to create. So I private label everything. I do cut and sew. So that was my first actual company that I started physically, not just services. And now I have the retail store opening, which is a boutique.
Amazing. Where's that opening?
Here, when or where?
Where?
Here in Miami, Biscayne on 50th.
Oh, so. Tell the people why your opening has been postponed.
Yeah, so, everything was going well. The day in the life in Miami, and then all of a sudden, sorry, this is my cat.
I love it. My dog is always interrupting my podcast. You guys know Jupiter. We now have Yeezy down here.
Easy, say hi to the peoples.
He's been very cute. He's made me forget that I'm allergic to cats, and honestly, I haven't had any reaction to him. So I'm kind of happy. He just wants to distract us. You guys can't see him, but he's cute as hell. This cat is like more attractive than a lot of people that I know.
Let me grab him before he messes everything up.
What do you have to say, Easy? Oh my god, that's how you feel? He said, "Mom, fuck you."
I could relate.
That was actually perfect. I'm gonna have to TikTok that. He literally just meowed into the mic. That was adorable. But yes, returning. What the fuck happened?
Girl, I was about to open up, and then Miami being Miami, a cars crashed straight into the store. I'm saying like a car.
Like a vroom vroom, like a pull up in a skirt. Oh man.
And I'm just like pulled up to the store.
Through it, technically.
Around it, all over it.
Oh my god. Did you have surveillance cameras yet? Is this on footage?
No, but there were cops there. I guess that was the only thing that saved us.
That would have been fucking fire if you would have had it on surveillance and just post on Instagram like, why my shit isn't opening yet.
I actually didn't want to talk about it because I feel like that's such bad, like oh yeah, like a car just crashed into my store. Come through.
No, I feel like it's like showing that you can literally have everything together and life can just fucking drive through your window. Literally, like vroom vroom through your shit. The way I just see that is like the universe is doing what it's supposed to do, and for some reason you're supposed to open a little bit later.
Yeah,
and you
honestly,
just didn't
it was a
realize
blessing, kind of. Like, it was a blessing. All the stress just like left the window because now I have like some
time
planning. Yeah.
And it's like not even time that like I feel like when people try to take their own time to develop things, everyone gets like, oh my god, like I should be doing this faster, but like you literally can't. Like,
I got to think of like the little things, like details now. Mm-hmm. So it's different. It definitely. Well, the windows. God damn, we have not found somebody to do the windows. Well, not the windows, the framing. Okay. So I don't even know when we're gonna open.
So it's just like fucking
the shop online.
Garbage bags up when it's like plastic.
Garbage bags.
Oh yeah, what is the website?
Natki Swim. Well, Natki is the girls.
Hit them with the spelling.
Natki,
mm-hmm.
and then the men is Swim Turtle. So
that's with your brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Turtle.
When were you guys like, let's do this shit together?
Well, I have such a male presence on my Instagram, so I just decided I never really wanted to do bikinis. It was just like I wanted to step foot into business like that, like the whole e-commerce. And
I feel like you just know so much about them.
Yeah, I mean, working at the other end, it was like you just know how to really deal with brands. So I wanted to be the brand. Yeah. And so I decided to do Natki. And then I just wanted to do male stuff for so long, and I didn't know what to do. I never wanted to do merch. I never wanted to do anything like that. So then the Turtle Swim came, and it was just so perfect because my brother's nickname is Turtle. And
literally.
Like, I've been calling him that since he was like 8. So that's like perfect. And I was like, Turtle Swim. So it just like stuck, and it became like the best thing ever. Like, my parents are on board and everything. So it's like a whole family business now. It's the cutest thing that's ever happened, to be honest. Like,
so did it start as like a family business?
No, my parents are like retired, but they'll never stop working. And my mom's like a micromanager, like in my whole life. She's like, don't, like, even today we were like shooting, and she was like, your bang videos are just not as like spicy like as they used to be. And I was like,
God, I love it.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Bang approved it. Up. But yeah, so I decided to like bring them on board, and well, actually I'm renting from their commercial spot. So that's when it first started.
And we were like, so let's do this.
And it was perfect because I didn't want to get into like a 5-year, 10-year commitment. So it was just like, everything just works out, you know? Yeah. I never thought I'd have a retail store though.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel like a lot of people do online stuff, but no one really takes that like next step into doing something actually physical.
It's
like
risky.
There's so many like poppin' ass brands that you hear about online that literally have no physical store until like 3-5 years into their creation.
So are you guys gonna come through?
Hell yeah, y'all better come through. When are we looking at a launch?
I mean, hopefully in a month.
A month?
Yeah, hopefully April.
You gonna do a 420 launch?
Oh, shit. Say less.
Oh, this is supposed to come out in April, so it might be open at that point. Oh, you better go if it's open. If it's not, I'm sure there'll be a story as to why it's not.
Oh, fuck, girl.
So when did you start twitching?
2 years ago.
Okay.
So I've been playing video games my whole life.
Okay, I was about to ask, are you like the girl that plays Twitch video games, or are you like bam, bam, bam?
Yeah, no, I've been playing Call of Duty since I was like 9. I think that was like my first shooter game.
Like the real shit.
Yeah, like that was the first time that I was like, I'm obsessed with playing video games. And it's actually like, it's like my therapy in a weird way. And I'm like,
murdering people. That's what my boyfriend says. Literally,
I'm just like,
he's
it's
like,
therapy for me.
this is therapeutic for me. I'm like, killing people, like that would give me anxiety. That would worsen everything that I have happening. And he's like, oh, I just feel so much better after I murder some people on this game. I'm like,
I think it's because it's really strategy based. Like, it's
true.
really strategy.
Especially when you start getting into like groups of people.
Yeah, and you have to like know the new loadouts and all that stuff. So literally, I've been on Twitch now for 2 years. I took a year off just because my PC broke, and then stores and
all the things,
cars inside of the store, and all the
and then
good
your
stuff.
car got flooded. I remember seeing that in your garage. You've had a lot of cars come at you
into my
come
life,
at you in your life,
in and out of my life.
Oh my God, just attacked by cars forever.
Wow.
So is that your game of choice, Call of Duty?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the only one you play? Do you do
No,
anything?
I mean, I grew up on FIFA as well.
Okay.
But there's not a lot of friends that I know that play FIFA. It's more of like a European game. Yeah,
That's
not
true.
a lot of Americans play
I
it.
feel like America's much more football.
Yeah, so they play. I never really got
Madden.
into. Yeah, I never got into Madden. I played it a few times. I don't watch football, so I don't really understand it. So
That's how I feel about all sport games. I'm like, I don't understand what's supposed to be happening here. So like, even if I know how to play, I don't understand the rules of the game.
I've played before, but like I still don't understand. I'm like, catch the ball and run.
Literally. And then my brother is like a freaking whiz kid at 2K. So he's like, I want to play everyone at 2K. And he's like, I want to teach you like how to be really good. I'm like, listen, at the end of the day, I don't know what players I'm supposed to even pass to. Like, I know I would pass to Steph Curry because like he shoots all the threes. But like beyond that, it's
wrong
about
position.
it.
Like that was me. I played 2K in a little bit when I was dating my ex, and then I was just like, never again.
Fuck that game and fuck you.
Never again.
Oh my God. Okay, so what is, I don't know if you're okay with asking this, but what is the highest contract that you've been offered by a brand? And did you take it?
Well, recently actually was NFT for my Popes. The Pope.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that was
we
like
got to talk about that too.
That was the biggest contract that I've gotten, but I declined it. I'm gonna do something
yourself.
Myself.
You're like, if you guys are gonna offer me this much money,
Exactly.
then I understand how much this is worth.
And it wasn't even, it was like also that they had a deadline. I'm like, deadline, say less. All right, I'm gonna hold on to this one.
Literally.
So that was probably my biggest.
Okay,
sure.
so explain to me this Pope situation, because I just saw it like everywhere on Instagram. The Pope liked your photo.
I found out the same way you guys did. I swear. It's not like I just woke up one day, my phone was like blowing up, and who actually caught it was Barstool, and I'm not sure.
No way.
Yeah, they did like a feed post about it, and that's when like everyone started catching on. But I had no idea. I can't tell who likes my pictures, especially if I don't follow them. But
literally.
So that's how it really happened. Like it was just like all over the media, like all over.
It literally
like
spread like
globally.
wildfire.
Yeah, like globally.
Well, that's like a big ass deal for such a religious figure to like an ass photo.
I'm blessed.
That ass was blessed and highly favored by the Pope himself. Recommended.
Like, exactly, Pope.
Did
Pope
he ever
Francis.
unlike it?
No, actually, I
Or is
have
it
no
still
idea.
liked to this day?
I have no
wonder.
idea. I never checked.
I wonder how this even happened.
The funniest thing is that wasn't the only picture he liked. But
No
that was the one that got
way.
the most traction because it was like me in like a little schoolgirl's outfit.
Yeah.
But he liked like a bunch of bang videos too. Like no one caught that one. I'm
like,
like, all right,
my thing is
onto
just like,
the ass one.
Because you know he probably doesn't himself like run this account. Like he's an old man.
Yeah, no.
So I'm like, who got fucked up and was drunk and supposed to be running the Pope's account and
Like-
was like, oh, this sexy ass Brazilian, I'm gonna have to double tap this. It's like I used to have my work account when I had a job that wasn't for myself on my phone, and there was one night that I was out at the club and I accidentally posted on my work story on Instagram like me at the club, and then a bunch of people started being like, what is this? And I was like, oh fuck, this isn't my Instagram. How did this happen? What do I do?
Oops.
So are you born and raised Miami?
Yes, I was born in Miami and I moved there just for half of the year, for 12 years. And then I just started school and heavily stayed in the U.S., but my whole family is over there, like everyone but my mom.
Okay. So how often do you see your family back there?
Because of COVID, it's been really hard, but like 3 times a year usually.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
lot for Brazil.
Yeah, and now I have business there, so it's been like
Oh,
more
amazing.
of a reason to go and stuff. But it hasn't been as often as I'd like because
Yeah.
of COVID. I think I haven't been in like a year and a half now. A year and a half, and I was supposed to go in last March. Didn't happen. Now this March, don't know. Maybe it won't happen. Flights are crazy.
That's what people have been
Flights
saying.
are
They were so low for COVID.
Flights are insane. Flights are like a first class ticket to like Dubai.
Oh my God. But for Coach
I was
to
like,
Brazil.
I'm exaggerating, but they were still like $2,500 economy.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about so many like other places that are so much cheaper to go.
Well, yeah. But I'm like, it's my family. I have
Literally.
to go.
Can you boat there?
No.
No.
I mean, probably, but it's going to take
Years.
forever.
It'll take you years.
Forever.
You'll get there in 65 days.
Like, discover a new fucking little place.
Oh my God.
Inhabit it. Live there forever.
Okay, so you said 3 businesses. We've had the management company. We've had Nike Swim. Is Turtle the third, or is there?
No, the third was the marketing, like a full-on marketing. That's where, because it's my business. That's where Instagram, TikTok,
It all comes
Twitter,
together.
Twitch. That's where like the marketing happens. So that's the third.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you deal with hate on social media?
Oh, it fuels me.
Fuels you. What is like
Yes.
the most? What is something that like kind of hits you that you were like, ah, fuck. Like I know I shouldn't like be
I
upset
know.
about this, but I'm like,
I could answer that one so quick. It's the whole coming from family money, and like your daddy pays for this. I'm like, I pay my parents' mortgage. Like that's not the issue.
No.
But that's the one thing that gets under my skin because I work hard, you know. And
Yeah.
I worked for them for 9 months, and I wanted to learn what I wanted to learn, and it was just not. It wasn't for me, you know.
Yeah.
We have wealth, but what makes me happy is building my own path and my own success, and that's what really bothers me on Instagram when somebody's like, "Oh, your daddy did this," or I was like, "No, what about my mom?
Literally, you're like,
what about my mother?"
Women Power,
Yeah.
Women's Month, Women's History Month. Welcome.
It's funny because they have like the separate bank accounts. Like my mom holds, like,
amazing.
yeah, no one knows that. Like, it's not just my dad.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's how I am. Like the way I am is because of my mother.
100%.
She always
you
like
grew up watching a strong woman.
And she always like held her. Like one time I walked into the office and she was like online, just like on Zillow or like looking at properties. And I'm like, "What are you doing? You guys gonna move out?" She's like, "No, I want to buy your dad a house." And I'm like,
You're like, we're living in a house.
I want to buy my husband a house.
Right?
Like, what the fuck?
Dude. That is my thing is like,
Goals.
it's always goals, but my thing is I'm not going to like sacrifice things that make me happy to get there.
Yeah.
Like it needs to be something that I like love and I'm passionate about because that's how I know I'm going to make the most money in the long run because I'll be obsessed with it and I'll never stop doing it. So that's just like, you grew up watching this like Wonder Woman of a mom. Like, you're like, I want to buy your dad a house. And like suddenly that becomes normalized for you. And that becomes something that is attainable for not only like a person, but a woman to be doing that for her husband and not just like you walking in on your dad. Like, I feel like it's a very common story. Like, my dad bought my mom a house. My dad bought my mom this car. Like,
conventional story.
very like commonplace story. When you're like, my mom bought my dad a house, people are like, what?
Yeah.
How?
People
Does she come from
forget.
family money?
People really forget that women be like holding it down.
I literally feel like unless it always has to come from a man to people. Like they're like, oh, it's family money because they want to believe that you only can do this because your dad gave you money. They don't want to believe that like you could do this as a woman or that your mom gave you the money to do this or like anything other than like you had to get help from a man. And I've just always found that so weird because I know so many like strong, powerful women that not only like didn't need to have a man, but like didn't even have a man present in their life at all to teach them anything. That it's like to be like reduced to like your wealth or anything has to come from a man is crazy to me.
I think that's why I really wanted to bring my family on board. My mom really is the one who's working, not really my dad right now. Well, not right now, meaning for the store. And it's because I want her to always to be involved. I have so much to learn about her, and she was like the glue to everything. Like all my dad's success would have been nothing without my mom, you know? And I actually grew up thinking that it was my dad the whole time. I thought it was my dad. And then I got to a certain age and I'm like, wow, women really hold it down.
Yeah.
Like, and people tend to forget. Like
100%. That's why I'm obsessed with
Sorry,
Women's History Month. I've literally been like running around like, it's Women's History Month. Like, my boyfriend came home and was like, it's Women's History Month. Like, screaming it at him. He's like, okay, baby. I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is the month that we celebrate women, and not just for like their bodies and other things, but for like their accomplishments. I've been watching like a shit ton of documentaries too. It's insane. I just want to be educated on all the things that women do. and not just like in a like, oh, like women are boss bitches, like this whole like weird movement of like it has to be women, because I don't like that either.
It doesn't have to be women.
It needs to be equal. We don't want it to be all women. We don't want it to be all men. We want it to be equal.
Like that's why I need my brother a lot of times when it comes to certain stuff, and I'm like, I need like a man to like decide, you know, some things.
Literally. Also, like I've realized a lot of times if I have like my boyfriend like do a business deal, even sometimes if it's with a man, it goes better because men respect men better a lot of times, especially in business. That's true. Like there's literally, I swear I'll say like the same shit sometimes to people and they just hear it differently when it comes from a man, and that's so frustrating to me because it's like, what if there was no man that like I trusted to help advocate for me in my life? Like would I literally be up shit's creek? Like you hear about all these girls in like business that get invited out to these dinners like, oh, let's talk about your business, and then you get there and they're just like trying to fuck you. Right. And it's just like, where if you don't have that man in your life that's respected by the man that's inviting you out to dinner, it seems like men just try to use you in business as like a way to get into your pants essentially. So how have you dealt with that? Because I know you haven't always posted your boyfriend on the internet. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, it's business, you know, like you can't, I don't even post my family, and I want to post my brother, I want to post my mom, my dad, like I do on stories, but a feed post doesn't really mean like what I'm actually doing. Like I said, I'm in Mexico
in Instagram right now
for 3 months.
Like I literally thought you were for a second, and then I would look at your story and I'm like, wait, this bitch is not in Mexico.
No, so that's why I don't post in real time. There's a lot of things I want to keep private. I never understood that privacy until, because a lot of girls hide their kids like from social media, and I was like, why don't they want to post their kid? And now I understand like the whole privacy. I don't even post my apartment, I don't post my view anymore. Things like that I feel like should be kept dear to your heart because it's your home.
There's just certain things that you should kind of keep to yourself, and I started doing that with my vlog, because when I started vlogging I was like, okay, I'm gonna take like anything off of my story that isn't like just like telling people where to go see my vlog and like see more of what I'm doing today. Right. And then I was like, oh wait, like I'm kind of taking a lot out of my story that I don't really want to be showing anymore. Like I shouldn't be showing all these things, because I've actually had people like come up to me in real life and be like, oh, I saw that you posted that you're here, and like, hey, I'm like, you think I know who you are? That's kind of scary. Like even if you like saw your friend post somewhere, I would still like text them and be like, hey, I see you at blah blah blah. I wouldn't just walk up and be like,
oh, like, you're here,
what's up, you're here, I saw on Instagram. Like that's so weird. Have you been stalked?
Yeah Part of the reason why you walked in, everything was like closed.
Literally everything's closed. What is the furthest that a stalking got?
Well, I mean it is stalking, but somebody was dating me but not dating me and paying my rent to somebody else, but he knew everything about me. It was just the wrong person he was sending the money to. Like, does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, so because it's streaming, because it's Twitch, so he'd come on my chat every day and like, hi, how are you, like, in his name, hi, good, you, we talk like every day for hours. So I guess he thought we were dating. Because of that, somebody scammed him on Instagram, gave him like a fake number, and every day he thought we were dating. And after that I was like, I have a full-on stalker. He knew where I was like living, he knew where I was like at the beach, because I go to Soho a lot, like stuff like that. He knew like my daily routine, and I was just like, where's my rent money? Literally, because that was not me.
That's insane. What do you even do like when you're that person? Because it's like,
he should know better. I'm sorry.
And be like, he should know better. Some girl that I was trying to pay her rent scammed me. Like, you can't tell the police that. Like, how is there?
There's no excuse for it. Like, I've tried so many times to let people know. Like,
you really do. I feel like you're always posting like, this is the only way to reach me.
Like, it's just me. Like right here, this one link. I have one link.
That's it.
Like, that's it.
What's the link? Tell them, just in case they're confused.
natagata.com.
If it's not there, it's not her. Only give Nat money. Only put the money here, or else you're giving it to probably some weird dude in a basement somewhere.
Oh, and I got a letter to my parents' house, like a death threat to my parents' house. I don't know how or when. I actually have a few weird coincidences.
An IP track.
My mom got like a note on her car, like saying like, give Nat. Oh, he's back. Give Nat my number. I'm a firefighter in Miami.
Oh my God.
But still, that's so weird.
That would freak me out.
Like, it was like
so much.
Innocent but weird. It was my mother. That's why I didn't follow my mom for like 2 years on Instagram. recently I follow her, but like I never followed any of my family members because I didn't want anyone finding them.
Well, yeah, because you actually use like your full legal name. There's so many people that don't even use their legal name. So like even if they followed their parents and you wanted to find who they were, like you don't know their real last name. But I'm the same way. Like people always find my parents, but my parents are like social media people, so it's like
they're funny.
It's not even a big deal to me. They're like, we found your parents and we understand why you are the way you are. I'm like,
no, my parents are different. They're definitely they're not Americanized. They're just still so. It took a long time for my parents to accept my Instagram. I went to 4 years of therapy actually.
No way. Wait. Okay. So how did this happen?
I was in college, so I started posting bikini pictures like I do today, but I was like one of the few people that started posting those pictures.
I remember.
You know, like it was really provocative at the time, like posting your ass, cheek, no face, just like straight butt shot. Yeah. Like, so I had like therapy. Yeah, it's so normalized now. It's so weird to think. And now my parents are like accepting of it because they've seen, and plus the Pope liked it. So they're like, I'm like, Mom, I'm blessed.
Religiously approved, I'm telling you guys. Like, the ass shots.
So that really changed it. But yeah, it was all college basically. Like once a week, sitting down, talking about how like I'll never get hired, how I'll never like really, they really thought that I wanted to work for somebody, or I would never, like it would always chase me, you know, like my pictures would always haunt me.
Oh my God.
I told them, you know, I stuck by my word, and, you know, I wanted to post what I wanted to post. I wasn't getting paid at the time. I genuinely liked posting that way, you know?
That's how I started.
It wasn't for money. It wasn't for attention. It wasn't for anything. It was just because that's what I thought was a fucking dope picture, you know?
My ass looks good there. I love that Yeezy is guest starring in his podcast, so y'all can see how beautiful he is. Look at this.
I got sunburnt today.
Pattern. I wish I put sunscreen on like a fucking dumbass, so now my whole body clearly is tan, but not my face. It's the color. He's got your headphone.
What do you have to say again?
Literally, Yeezy, tell us how you feel. Oh my God, this is a person trapped in a cat. I swear to God, this is a full-grown person trapped in a cat. That is wild. To grab the mic, the first time we spoke, the second time we grabbed the mic like a person. I love this cat, and I don't like cats, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, no, he's awesome.
But I've also like low-key had a crush on this cat since seeing him on your story, so.
And that's another thing. I like stopped posting my cat.
Why? Your cats don't leave the house.
He lives in this window. So I have like a window, and I have like a hammock for him, and he sleeps there. So he's to the public.
He's to the people. They know him.
So like I'm so scared that someone's gonna see him like on the balcony and be like,
know
"Oh,
where you are."
Yeah, because I used to post him on the balcony a lot.
I remember.
But he's always there. Like he sleeps there. He sleeps.
Easy.
But
so what made you get cats and not dogs? I feel like there's always a story for people.
I messed up. So
you got the most dog cat though.
I love them so much. But I had a dog, a Shiba Inu, and I was in college. Became way too much for me at the time because she was really antisocial. She wouldn't even want to go to the park.
Like people.
She didn't want to even go to the park. Not even like go outside. Like she's really weird. Like I think she's really sensitive to sounds, cars and all that stuff.
You got a dog with Asperger's.
She started, yeah, literally. Yeah, so he started living with my mom for a little bit, like 2 weeks out of the month, something like that, like half the month. And then my brother moved back to Miami and had his dog. They became like instantly like best friends.
Oh
like
my God.
Best friends. So I had to give away my dog. Not give away, but I couldn't separate them. Like I used to take her here and she'd be depressed. Like she would just not eat for 4 days, 5 days. She would just cry everywhere. It was really depressing. And I'm like an emotional person. So like if my dog is upset, I won't do
cats, by the way.
Yeah. No,
they right here.
They want everything and anything that they could see.
Literally. They're like babies. They're like toddlers.
So I was like, you know what? A cat could take care of himself. I travel. Like I don't have to take it to walk. Like the litter box was like a plus, all that stuff. But
do you have the litter box that like renews itself?
Yeah, it's the robot litter. But yeah, like you said, his ADD is worse than mine.
It's hilarious though. I love it. Like you could literally just not watch TV and just watch your cat like explore
all the time.
things.
But it's scary. Like he just jumps on everything. Like I used to have a lot of shoes there. He knocked like a shoe off.
The top ones up there?
Yeah, like he knocked a bun. He jumps on like the Supreme thing, and then he goes on the video games thing, and then he just like jumps up.
That makes sense.
It's just wild. And if those doors are open, he goes on top of the doors too. So yeah, I made a big mistake thinking that these cats are going to be more chill than a dog. Yeah, like they're not.
At least dogs stay on the ground. My dog is not getting up high. Like the highest he can get. But he's also like Like, I have a Chihuahua Pomeranian. He's literally not even 7 pounds. He's adorable. I miss him when I travel. I just got him to be a service animal.
Oh, nice.
He's trained now. He still hates people, but he's a service animal.
I feel like Chihuahuas hate everyone.
They do.
But they're really loyal. They're really
That's
loving, loyal dogs, though.
It's like I can't even get mad at him because, like, he hates people solely because he loves me so much that he doesn't want anyone near me.
I've heard that
He doesn't want anyone, like, in our space because he feels like they're intruders. And he wants me to know, like, Mom, they're here. And I'm like, baby, like, it's fine. And he's like, no, Mom, they're here.
I'm going to have to put him out.
He's like, I just want the attention. I'm a beautiful cat. I have a beautiful...
You motherfucker.
I love this, though. Okay, so I feel like a lot of things that don't really get talked about because no one really talks about them online is getting into beef with other people. And I feel like you can either go one of two ways, and there's only like 2 ways that ever get attention anyway, is like the I'm not talking about it, or like the I'm telling everything and I don't care like who I upset. So is there anyone that, not anyone, but is there any situation where you've been in where you've been like, I wish this was kind of kept between us, and someone was like talking about you, or like any drama that you've been in?
Honestly, it never gets back to me, you know?
Yeah.
No one ever confronts me or anything. It's usually, I don't know, like for me to say I have beef with anyone, I can't say like I do. But I'm sure I have people that fucking hate me for no reason.
I don't call that beef though. Like
for me to say like, oh yeah, I'm beefing with this girl, like, you know, I don't have that.
Real.
Yeah, I don't have that right now. Absolutely not. I haven't had that in a few years. So, but I've had falling outs. I've had like misunderstandings. I've had girls trip over the way that I breathe. So
literally.
like, that's a whole different situation, but I wouldn't call it beef, you know?
That's my thing, is like, I feel like in order for there to be actual beef, it needs to be held by both parties.
Yeah.
It's not just like, you have an issue with me. If you have an issue with me, then you have an issue with me. You can't call it a beef because I don't have an issue with you.
There's nothing
And
else.
at any point in time that you want to squash it, there's no longer beef. So that's not beef. That's you having an issue that you either need to like figure out with me or get over. And then I always say, like, if I hear it from someone and I don't hear it directly from you, then it's not a problem you have with me, because you would have shared it with me. And usually if you're sharing it with other people, it's because they don't know what the fuck happened and you're trying to tell your narrative.
Yeah.
So that's always been my thing, is like, unless you bring it to me, I'm not addressing it. I'm not going to be like, hey, I heard that you were saying blah, blah, blah. Like, if you don't bring it to me, it's not mine. And if I don't have beef back with you,
I'm like, I'm not claiming it.
it's not beef.
You can have all that.
you got some issues you need to figure out. Have you ever had anyone be in your DMs like, stop talking to my man, you've hurt my relationship, you broke up my marriage? Like crazy DMs.
The opposite. I've had guys say like, my girl broke up with me. Not really girls messaging me.
Okay,
it's usually
that's
like
good.
the guys, even on the stream, they'll come here like, my girlfriend broke up with me because they come on your stream, and I'm like, tell her I said what's up.
Literally.
Like, well, okay. Well,
That makes no
all right.
sense.
But no, not a guy like ruining anything. No, I mean a girl coming up to me being like, "Oh, homewrecker." No,
Oh my god,
it's usually the guys
that would literally be wild.
for attention. I think, like, you know, like, how do I get over this? Like,
You're
pity
like,
me.
oh,
Pity
you
me.
need a new girlfriend?
Yeah, pity me.
You know what? I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm so sad for you.
She left you to be with me.
Oh my god, that means we're supposed to be together, right? guys, if you go into the requests part of my DMs, I don't know you.
Nope.
It's just basic as that. And I've had people literally hit me up with some crazy shit in my DMs, like acting like they know me.
Really? Like a whole rent
I
situation?
had a dude that literally thought he was dating me based on my stories.
Okay.
He's like, you talk about someone. I'm like, this was like years ago too. He's like, you talk about someone, but you never say who it is. I know it's me. It's just like a crazy stalker dude. Like literally.
Weirdo.
He would like try to DM me all the time. And then this was literally the guy that came up to me at the airport. Because then I didn't know who he was until he was like, oh, this is my Instagram. So I'm like sitting there at the airport. I'm like, I don't know what to do really. Like, I guess I'm going to like have this conversation, then walk away, you know, like try to like nicely end it so I'm not a bitch. So I'm having this conversation. He's like, oh, look, like I've been trying to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know you've been talking about me. I was like, I'm never posting where the fuck I am
That's
again.
crazy.
Because I was at LAX. I literally had my feet up and I like posted my feet in the window. And he's like, I saw your shoes and I knew like, that's her. She's here. And then I saw on your story. I was like, oh my my God. It was the first time I was like actually stalked. I only had like 80,000 followers at that point. And I was like, you really can't post where you are because they will find you. Oh my God.
I wonder what they think. Like, do they treat you like, I don't know, like in general?
I feel like because the way that I post and the way that I'm just like very unapologetically myself on the internet, they feel like they know me. And there are people that I have met on the internet that like really support me and comment on all my shit, and like I do DM them and I do know them, but there's definitely I don't know 500,000 people personally. Like that's just crazy. So unless like if you say something really nice in my DMs, honestly, I'm going to respond. I'm probably going to post it because like that's sweet as hell, especially if it's about my podcast, because like I'm obsessed with my podcast right now. So if anyone like is like, oh my God, like that was so good, I'm like, oh my God, that makes me feel so good. But like, just like
other than that,
like the random, like, will you marry me? Will you go on a date with me? Like, why? For why?
Like, what makes them think?
That plus like I aggressively post my boyfriend
I was
on my feed too,
like a
strongly on my feed. How does your man feel about your ass shots on the internet?
Oh, he loves it. He supports it. If anything, like
he takes
sometimes
he takes them.
Sometimes he takes them all. No, he takes all of them. Sometimes he's like a little bit more, and I'm like, no, like a little further, not so in. Like, no, he's
like,
definitely
I like this angle.
He's so supportive. He's like, I know what guys like, and I'm like, okay.
You're like, you a guy? I'm shocked. I am shocked and amazed.
No, he's been the biggest supporter ever. Like, he's actually the reason why I became even more successful and make even more money. Like, he's, I give it to him. Like I said, like, there's a glue and, you know, partners. So he's definitely my rock for sure. He helps me out with everything, like, even more ideas and just more ventures and all that stuff.
That's amazing. Is he helping you with your bikini line?
No, we actually started we haven't dropped it yet, but we have a streetwear line called the Pope's Favorite.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
when is that dropping?
Well, China closed its like manufacturer, and that's where like we were getting our fabrics from at the time. So now we're like outsourcing from Peru. So it's gonna be maybe like 2 more months until we drop. We have like a few pieces, but I don't want to drop it like I want to have like a full collection. Yeah. And also it's like cut and sew, so it's everything's handmade. So.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it's gonna take a little bit longer, but maybe by the summertime.
Pope's summertime favorite.
You
got to do a bikini then.
Yeah,
for the summer.
Definitely doing a collab.
A Nat Key Pope thing.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing is like if you start multiple businesses, you can literally collaborate with yourself. Like that is wild to me. And the first way I understood that was like, okay, so I have a high following on Instagram and brands want to pay me. So I'm basically collaborating with brands. But what if I was posting my own brand? Then I'm collaborating with myself. So why would I not do that? Instead of asking someone else to pay me for what I'm essentially selling for them, why wouldn't I sell something myself and make all the money? Especially if you build a following of people that like fuck with you and you put good shit out.
Community. You know.
Literally. I actually love the story about this butt neon that somehow is like the standard butt neon. That you were actually the first person to make it?
Yeah, actually I own the copyright and everything. So I haven't seen after that one incident that somebody had used my picture. But yeah, they changed it now. But yeah, everyone started using the...
Literally, I remember seeing these everywhere. And then she had a story that was like, if you guys see these, please let me know because this is like actually my butt. Like I made this myself. Yeah. This is a custom design. Like this is my butt and other people should not be using it.
It was from a picture of mine. It was from like, I was walking up the boat ladder like to go up top. And so I was like, I just sent it them and they killed it, to be honest. I don't even know what brand it is, but...
You're like at this point.
If anyone wants a butt pic, it's okay. You can have one.
Like you just got to pay me. You should sell these.
I should. I thought about it at one point, but I wouldn't really, you know.
Just put it as like
do like little giveaways or something.
Oh,
true.
Know,
at that point, that'd be cute.
You should do like a winner for Nat Key gets
a little neon booty sign. Oh, that's cute.
Have a little like Nat Key script on the side. That'd be cute as hell.
I love that.
I feel like I'm always trying to think of ways to make money off of things that like I'm naturally doing.
It's endless. Like it's literally endless.
As long as you have time and energy and consistency and follow through.
A little motivation, you know, ambition, all that. The sky is the limit.
The sky's the limit. You just got to find what you love. You got to go after it. So what would be the biggest piece of advice that you would give to someone who wants to step out of just being an influencer and start their own business?
Oh, start that shit. Like immediately. Like,
Yesterday.
Like whatever you want to do. Like I like TikTok has changed the whole game for people. Like people are selling little knickknacks and making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month now because they have all these views, and it's all it is packaging. Whatever it is, it's so easy to sell now because we have all these platforms to sell on, and it's really just starting it and like getting to the point of like being so passionate about it that you want to make it happen, and it happens. Like money is just waiting for people to be made, like consumer to consumer. It's like endless.
Especially nowadays where you don't need to go through like an ad agency, and you don't need to go through all these like huge companies that you used to have to go through to be able to put anything out. Like you can literally do all this shit yourself.
Word of mouth is crazy. Networking is the biggest tool that's been so helpful in my success, to be honest. Like not even the influencing, it's just the networking and building bonds and people and having that last forever, you know, stuff like that.
Well, I feel like the Instagram comes in handy in the way of like people are more willing to network with you because they feel like you have a sense of value, because like nowadays value pretty much comes from social media and your social presence and what you do online. Unfortunately, I didn't make the rules. I'm just calling it the way I see it. Like, it's just the way it is right now. I don't know why. I don't know who made it that way. Don't come at me for this. I'm just calling attention to the fact that that's the way it is. I just noticed, like, the higher my following gets, the quicker brands respond to me, the quicker girls respond to collab with me. Like, the quicker everything has become just based on my following going up a few 100,000 followers. Have you noticed a difference between before you were verified and after you were verified?
Yeah, definitely with things like hotel collaboration, stuff like bigger things like that. Yeah, that has been like a whole game changer. But I think now it's a little bit more accepted if you're not verified, I think, just because there's other platforms. At the time it was only Instagram and only Facebook, so now I think that there's other ways of proving your creativity and all that stuff. So but definitely I saw a game changer, and like you said, like in the way people respond, the way that people would like look at you or want to collaborate with you, stuff like that. Definitely it was a big change having a verified check. I was like, okay, what the fuck does this mean?
Like, I'm verified. Who verified me? For what?
Like, okay.
What does this verification mean?
I got more attention from others than I did myself. Actually, I found out through a friend that texted me that I got verified.
I feel like that's what's going to happen to me.
I was like, yeah, it's going to happen.
I'm just going to be like, oh shit. Because I feel like I was really after it for a minute, and that's just like, it's not even a thing to me anymore. I'm just like, oh, I'll get verified when I get verified. And I'm just going to be like, oh my God, that happened.
Yeah.
I even met with a PR company that was like, why aren't you verified? Yeah, like, you were on national television. I'm like, I really don't know. Like, I've applied. I don't know. I feel like one day they're just going to be like, you.
They're like, oops, I missed one.
Charlie the Chocolate Factory me. Give me the golden ticket. Let me make more money, please. It's me. I feel like also it's because no one tries to, like, impersonate me, really.
You definitely have a lot of impersonators, for sure.
Oh, no.
Well, definitely. That's not good. Go on Tinder. Let's see. Swipe and see Jessica from Maryland.
Dude, I got banned from Tinder. And I think it's because people thought that I was catfishing them.
I actually was on Tinder once because my ex was always on Tinder. Well,
you were looking for him?
My other ex. Yeah, and then I heard like he was active. So I was like, oh, let me fucking make an account and see like if he pops up, right? And I got banned. They asked me to send like my ID and everything, and I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna send my ID to get on Tinder. This was like 4 years ago.
I was like low key on it looking for three ways, and I got banned. And I swear to God, it's because they think that I was impersonating myself. Because they were like, no way.
That's definitely what happened.
For sure. Or it's because I had unicorn in the bio. One of the two. One of the fucking two. Something got me banned. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's that I have like mad impersonators on there. And that someone just thought, because I didn't have my Instagram connected, I was like, nah, I'm not connecting that shit. Yeah. So they were just like, this is not her.
I think that's what it was too. They wanted to connect my Instagram.
Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
I don't want to do that. I don't want anyone to know I'm on here. Even when like I was single and just like swiping for fun, like I didn't have my Instagram connected. I didn't want anyone to know I was on there.
I know people using Tinder to get Instagram followers.
Really?
They just stay there swiping. To get like,
does it work like that?
I don't know. Actually, I know that she was doing it. I don't know how.
I feel like you get a lot of DMs, that way. Oh my God, I saw you on Tinder. I had to find you in here. Oh my God, you're so sexy. Let me see that account. Is that really you that I saw on Tinder?
Hi, I'm not really a tomato all the time.
Look at Riley. Oh my God, Riley. We need another shot. I'm gonna close this out.
I've had an amazing time talking to you today, Nat. I'm sure we'll do it again.
Thanks for having me.
I love that you were the first one to have me in your physical space.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it.
Thanks
and
for coming.
I can't wait to release this. Let the people know one more time where you are, where to find you on social media.
NATAA GATAA. Nata gata.
Get her. Get her and get her bikinis. Any of them. Or get the men's ones if you're a man. Just get her freaking shit. Thank you guys so much for watching Tea with Tori. Please download and give me 5 stars if you're listening, and like, comment, and subscribe if you are on YouTube and watching. I will see you later next Wednesday. Bye.